It's not on you.
First thing I like to say is, I believe in cutting the head of the snake off, and I think the body will die. As a community, we're going to have to just wake up, because over these last 40 years, we done changed the mindsets, especially as black men, on how we carry ourselves, conduct ourselves in these streets. We all got this mindset where every man got a gun on his bed. Why do I need this gun first? So we in here, as this community, we got to go back and start reiterating that we are somebody. And we need to start respecting each other as a person and understand that we don't need to kill my brother. I don't need a gun for that N-word, because that's the mindset. And here's my two questions, and this is guided to the LAPD. First of all, I want to bring the awareness of there's gun trafficking. The police does a great job, I say, on getting drugs and confiscating guns out of our communities. But we don't make these guns. The makers and the producers of these guns, they bring them in our hood, have to be by the hundreds, because they're being confiscated. For every dead body is almost a weapon recovered. For a checkpoint, there's a weapon recovered. So I like to, what is the LAPD and other law enforcement agencies are doing for us, the gun trafficking coming into our communities, where we get these guns on hand, and then, and that also went into the second question. What are some of the awareness that how guns get into it? Are you looking into the traffickers that bring them in our communities? And what are you doing to catch the traffickers? Those are my questions. And I think we can eliminate a lot of these murders if we stop this traffic.
Thank you, sir.
Gun traffic, bringing guns into this community is a huge problem, an absolutely huge problem. I have investigators that work for me, work for my bureau, offices that are teamed up with the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, to address just those issues. So we have active investigations looking for weapons and people who are ferrying weapons into the community.
Are those statistics made public of how many arrests were made, how many guns were confiscated?
I can get that for you. I don't have it on me, but that's not something I'd share in a minute. I think you'd be surprised to see how many police officers are not members of the NRA, and how many police officers are not gun-toting crazies that out there want to shoot Bambi and everything else. I mean, I think that almost every police chief that I've worked for in my 33 years has wanted sensible gun control in the city of Los Angeles. The political obstacles to that are obscene, and it should not be that way. And there are too many guns that are killing, and I think we have to do more to try to keep guns out of the community. We do gun buybacks now. We've done them twice a year now for the last few years. We've given over probably close to $500,000 in gift cards and money for weapons, and we're recovering thousands. We're getting thousands of them back. It's not from gang members, but it's from elderly people who don't want a gun in their house, that their house may be burglarized and end up in a gang member's hands. So there's different ways in which to secure these weapons, and that's what we're trying.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Sergeant Scott, your name. Pass. Reverend Ruby.
You know, thank you for being here. Everyone's here. And Clarence, you know, my thing was gun control, and how when you teach a child to point your finger bang bang, that's an invisible gun, but that's still a gun. So what can we do so that people don't have to have guns? I can't see, there's some countries that don't have guns. And I know that's a political thing. But it goes back into the fear again, which you brought up, which I brought up last week on both sides. And there could be a training together, which was what someone else had expressed, which I had thought about too, so that the community and the police department come together so that they each don't have that fear of each other. So there's gotta be a way that we get rid of the guns and that we get support people in consciousness that they need. So that was all I had to say about guns. That was the original.
You said something about the ballot. Now, I'm looking at law enforcement here. I don't know if you can actually answer that if I'm putting something on.
No, I think the bringing of guns into a community is an issue. But an even greater issue are the number of guns that are already here. And it is staggering how many guns are in the community. And I'm not just talking about in South Los Angeles. I'm talking about everywhere. Those guns get into bad people's hands through burglaries and through a lot of other things that occur. You could shut off completely the flow of guns from Arizona or Nevada, where they tend to come from, where the laws are more liberal. But yet you still have a huge problem with the number of weapons here and their accessibility to young kids.
Thank you, sir. Once again, I have about 15 names. I want everybody to be mindful of the time. I have 15 names, and we just don't have 15 times 2. We just don't have the time. Pam, you were next.
Okay, what is the representation of captains of color in South LA?
Right now, we have a black captain in, are you talking about black and Hispanic? We, in Harbor Division, we have a black patrol captain and a white captain there. In Southeast Division, we have a white captain and a Hispanic captain. In 77th, we have an Asian captain and a white captain. And in Southwest Division, we have a female white captain and a white captain also there. In my traffic division, I have a female white captain, though